Once upon a time, in a small town called Blackfen, there lived a curious girl named Lily. She was 12 years old, with long brown hair and bright green eyes that sparkled when she smiled. Lily loved nature, stories, and mysteries. Every weekend, she would walk near the edge of a forest called Whispering Woods. The townspeople gave it that name because sometimes, when the wind blew just right, you could hear soft voices coming from inside the trees, like someone was whispering secrets to the leaves. No one knew what caused the whispers. Some said it was the wind. Others believed it was ghosts or lost spirits. But most people were too afraid to go inside the forest after dark. Lily was not afraid. In fact, she found the forest fascinating. She often told her friends stories about the strange things she thought might be hiding inside. But no one ever believed her. One cold autumn morning, Lily decided she would finally go into the forest herself. She packed her backpack with useful things: water, snacks, a flashlight, a notebook, and a pencil. She also brought her red raincoat, just in case it started to rain. "Where are you going?" asked her mother as Lily stepped out the door. "To explore," Lily said with a smile. Her mother looked worried, but didn't stop her. "Be careful, and don't stay out too late." "I won't," Lily promised. She walked through Blackfen until she reached the edge of the forest. The tall trees stood like guards, their branches reaching toward the sky. The leaves crunched under her boots. At first, everything seemed normal. Birds sang, squirrels jumped from branch to branch, and sunlight danced through the leaves. But as Lily walked deeper into the woods, the sounds began to change. The birds stopped singing, the air became colder, the trees grew taller and closer together, blocking the sun. Then she heard it, a whisper. It came from somewhere behind her. "Help me!" Lily turned quickly, but there was no one there. She took a deep breath and kept walking. Her heart was beating fast, but she told herself to stay brave. After a few more minutes, she saw something hidden behind thick bushes. It was an old wooden cabin. Moss covered its roof, and the windows were broken. The door was slightly open, creaking in the wind. Lily stepped inside carefully. Dust filled the air. There were broken chairs and a small table in the middle of the room. On the table sat a book. Its cover was faded, but Lily could still read the title, Secrets of Whispering Woods. She opened the book and began to read. It said that many years ago, a man named Thomas lived in this forest. He was a kind man who loved studying plants and animals. He wanted to learn everything he could about nature. One day, Thomas discovered a very special flower. It glowed softly at night and had a sweet smell. He believed it had magical powers. Thomas wanted to take the flower back to his home so he could study it more closely. But when he tried to pull it from the ground, the forest changed. The wind howled, the trees moved. A storm came out of nowhere, and then Thomas disappeared. The forest was never the same again. People living nearby began to hear whispers at night. They said the forest was angry and that Thomas's spirit was trapped inside. The last page of the book had a drawing of the glowing flower and a note written in shaky handwriting. To calm the forest, return what was taken. Lily closed the book. She felt a lump in her throat. Could this be true? Was Thomas still trapped here? She looked around the cabin one more time before stepping outside. The forest was quiet now, but the feeling of mystery stayed with her. She made a decision. I will help him, she whispered. Lily followed the clues in the book. It described paths through the forest, all the landmarks, and the places where Thomas used to go. She walked for hours. Sometimes she got lost. Other times she had to climb over fallen trees or cross small streams. But she didn't give up. As she walked, the whispers returned. Don't come closer. Lily held her flashlight tightly. I am not here to hurt anyone, she said out loud. I just want to help. The whispers stopped. The forest felt different now, less scary, almost listening. Finally, near a stream surrounded by large rocks, Lily saw it. The glowing flower. It was smaller than she imagined, but it shone like a tiny star. Its petals were white, and it smelled like honey. Carefully, she picked it from the ground. Suddenly, the wind began to blow hard. Leaves flew everywhere, trees shook. And then the whispers became louder. Please, leave. Lily stood still. I found your flower, she said gently. I am giving it back. The wind stopped. Everything became quiet. From behind the trees, a shadow appeared. It was tall and thin, made of light and mist. Who are you? Lily asked softly. I'm Thomas, the voice said. My spirit has been trapped here for many years. Lily stepped forward and held out the flower. I brought this back, she said. Thomas reached out and touched the flower. His form began to glow brighter. Thank you, he whispered. The forest is now at peace. With a final smile, Thomas vanished. The forest changed, birds returned, the sun shone again, and the whispers were gone. Lily walked back to Blackfen, tired but happy. On her way, she passed some of her neighbors. They noticed how quiet the forest was. Did you hear that? One of them asked. The whispers stopped. Lily smiled. Yeah, I think the forest is finally at peace. When she got home, her mother was waiting. Where have you been? She asked. In the forest, Lily said. Her mother looked shocked. You went inside Whispering Woods? Lily nodded. I found out why the forest was whispering. It was because of Thomas, the man who once lived there. He was trapped. But I helped him. Her mother didn't believe her at first. But later that night, they watched the news. Reporters were talking about how the forest was no longer making strange noises. People who lived near it said they could sleep without hearing whispers anymore. Everyone was amazed. Lily wrote everything down in a new book. She titled it The Whispering Forest. She gave copies to her school and the local library. Children loved reading it. Teachers used this in class to teach English and history. Years later, when Lily was older, she became a writer. She traveled the world telling stories about mystery and magic. But her favorite story, the one that started it all, was always about the forest that whispered.